The NBA draft is almost here, and we're going to be live for every single pick, and we'll have all the picks in before the major networks. And unlike some, ESPN will actually talk about all the draft picks as well. Even that pick 55 overall, we'll discuss it, even if it's someone you haven't heard of before, because we know what you want. You want actual draft pick discussion, not random interviews or whatever. So if you want every single draft pick before the major networks, hit that big red button and subscribe today. Let's head to Boston now, where all of a sudden Gordon Hayward trade rumors are suddenly emerging, with the Knicks, who we just mentioned, and the Pacers also showing some apparent interest here.
Yeah, now we still don't know what Hayward's going to do with that player option. He has a $34 million option, which I would opt into if I were him. But
I would opt into a $3 million player.
Yeah,
option.
Literally any million-dollar player option I would opt into. But he thinks he might be able to get long-term money somewhere else. But if he does opt in, the Knicks and the Pacers are those two teams that are showing interest. The Knicks, I'm gonna be honest, I don't get it. I don't understand why you would give up assets for Gordon Hayward if you're New York, who's in a full rebuild. The Pacers, on the other hand, it's his hometown, it's his family's hometown. There's mutual interest in going back to Indiana. I think that one could make some sense.
I think it also might make some sense if you see the Pacers deal a Victor Oladipo. From a money perspective, it makes it a lot easier for the sides involved there. Hayward, though, as good as he was in Utah, I always feel like there's been a little bit of just not quite as good as we thought he was going to be in Boston.
Yeah, I mean, a large part of that is because he basically
Injuries.
snapped his leg in half for a whole season, and that was a big-time problem. But when he was healthy, I mean, heck, he's like the fifth option on the Celtics team.
It's kind of wild.
They have Tatum, they have Jaylen Brown, they have Kemba Walker, and they would even sometimes defer to Marcus Smart to go out and get a shot over Gordon Hayward. So if he's on the right team, if he comes back and is that third option or even a second option on a team, I think we could see him get back to Utah form of Gordon Hayward. But my biggest question here with Indiana, because I don't think Boston would look to trade for Victor Oladipo.
Okay.
Are you willing to bet your future and next season on two guys that have had some major leg injuries in Oladipo and Gordon Hayward, as Oladipo has reportedly told the Pacers he's committed until he's not committed anymore to this team?
Yeah, Pacers are kind of in a weird offseason, and I've even seen whispers of them moving on from Myles Turner, who, by the way, I think would be an ideal fit for Boston. I mean, we know how long they've needed a center. I think Turner would be a great fit in Boston, but I don't know if you're going to get him as part of a Hayward deal, so Indiana's kind of in a weird spot.
Yeah, they are in a weird spot, but I'll say it. I think if they do trade for Gordon Hayward, Boston's going to demand they get Myles Turner back, as they should, because they need a big man in the middle that protects the rim, and he can stretch the floor. I love Myles Turner. I think he'd be perfect in Boston. Then you look at what Indy could have next season.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's a playoff team.
Here's the problem. Sabonis, injury history. Victor Oladipo, injury history. Gordon Hayward, injury history. Malcolm Brogdon, injury history. Are you gonna bet 2021 and really, what is this, more than a fifth or sixth seed in the Eastern Conference playoffs on four guys in your starting five that can't stay 100% healthy, unless you get Bubble Warren for all 82 games, who put up 350 pieces in the bubble or something like that.
So good.
Crazy. But on Boston's side of things, man, if Indiana's willing to take on Gordon Hayward and they're willing to send back Myles Turner,
I think in a heartbeat.
You have to do it. Because
I would throw in 18, or they're not 18,
14.
but they're 14, too.
I would too. I think 14 and Hayward to Indy for Myles Turner, I think that's more than worth it if you're Boston.
So what should Boston do then with Gordon Hayward? Get your votes in here. Type K for keep or type in T for trade. Where do you fall, Jimmy?
I think for both sides, for both he being Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics, I think you have to move on from him. Give him a change of scenery and give the Celtics really probably some kind of more valuable asset back in a trade.